This is not the future we were promised. This is not the future we were counting on. This is not the world every boy and every girl envisioned. From the time we learned
Stability, because without stability, everything in society would be chaos.
Freedom, because I believe it is right that you should have your own choice.
I think in a society, freedom is more important than necessarily like stability, because there will always be problems with societies, and getting rid of freedom is not the way to solve them. Yeah.
Freedom is better than stability because people can say whatever they want.
So I think stability is more important for a stable society, because if you have people just roaming around doing whatever they want, somehow things are going to go badly.
I think freedom is a lot more important to a society than stability, because, I don't know, I feel like the government controls you a lot more than they should, and with freedom you have happier people, and happier people create a better society.
Stability, because it's like important to maintain order.
Yeah, I agree. Stability.
Freedom, because you're not always going to get what you want.
Freedom. I would want freedom.
Why? Why?
Because everyone would rather be free than controlled by the man.
I think in a society both are important, but I think stability is more important, because that way everyone is in the right place and everything's functioning correctly.
Okay, I'd say freedom is more important to society, because I think choice is an important part of life, and without it, people really wouldn't be able to live properly.
I'd say freedom if I was in the society, but stability if I was not.
I think stability is more important than freedom in a society, because the society consists of a lot of people, and when there's freedom, there's a lot of like conflicting opinions and issues. So I think if it's stable, the society will run more smooth than with freedom.
Overall, I believe that stability would be more important, because without any stability, people could just be all going around just killing people and breaking other laws like that. And so without it, I think the world would be a mess.
This is not the future we were promised. This is not the future we were counting on. This is not the world every boy and every girl envisioned. From the time
Yes, I would say ignorance is bliss, because, like, say, if you only have water to drink, and somebody's got a Gatorade somewhere else, you won't be thirsty for a Gatorade because you don't know what it is. So you'll be happy with what you got.
I'd have to agree with Gib here. I'd say ignorance is bliss in most cases, but in some cases, like when you're talking about religion and that kind of stuff, sometimes you need to know that kind of stuff, just to be able to have your own beliefs. You need to be exposed to that, just so you can choose for yourself.
Apt analysis.
I don't think ignorance is bliss, because if you're ignorant and happy, you don't really understand what real happiness is. Like in Brave New World, they don't really get it, I guess.
I'd rather know the truth than be ignorant of it, because it doesn't necessarily mean that you're not going to be happy with your life. And I feel like, what's a world without knowledge? Nothing.
I would say no, because I think it's more important to know the truth.
Yes, because I'd rather be happy.
I'd rather know about it, I guess, because then it's more productive to society. You're kind of a nuisance to society if you don't know what's going on here in government. Therefore, I think you should know, and ignorance isn't bliss.
I think it depends whether the ignorance is to benefit the person who's remaining ignorant, or whether it's keeping them subdued, as in slavery, where knowledge could potentially make them free and make them dangerous. Whereas with Santa Claus, it benefits everyone, because then the children are happy.
I'd rather know the truth about most things, even though you'd probably be happier if you didn't know anything.
Ignorant bliss is always nice because, like, of course you're happy and you don't know what's going on, kind of like a child. But if you do know what is happening, it's good to know. But even if you sacrifice.
I'd agree that ignorance is bliss, but if it's almost being ignorant to the point of ignoring the fact that you know that there's an alternative, then that's bad. But if it's something that you really have nothing about and it's making you happy not knowing about it, then that's fine.
No, I think it's more important for people to know the whole truth, because if there's like a an authoritative figure that is keeping things from you, then they have a chance to manipulate people, I guess.
This is not the future we were promised. This is not the future we were counting on. This is not the world every boy and every girl envisioned. From the time we learned we all...
It is better to have loved and lost than never love at all.
I would definitely not give that up, because that's just, I mean, I feel like you don't have much to look for to in life if you give up your happy emotions. I mean, joy wouldn't feel so good if it wasn't for pain. 50 Cent quote. But, yeah, so that's pretty much my motto. So I would never give that up. I think that'd be an immature way of handling it, and I'd rather have extreme joy and extreme pain than just having a mediocre life.
No, because the really amazing feelings definitely outweigh the really bad ones.
No, because I'd rather have a balance between the two.
I would rather experience the ups and downs and have like emotion, because the feeling of being happy or sad can it's either really positive and it can like feed off of other people, or when you're sad, like it can make you stronger and you can learn from your experiences and different emotions. But if you're just indifferent all the time, it would be so boring.
I agree. I think being sad and being happy is what makes you really feel alive. You don't really experience life if you're just coasting through it. You have to have the ups and the downs as well.
No, I wouldn't give it up, because they teach you what's right and wrong.
I think with emotions, you really have to have the opposite in order to make one side of it better. So no, I wouldn't be willing to give up love just to never face rejection, because I think going through rejection makes love better.
Okay, so I would rather like keep all like bad emotions and like the really good emotions too, because when you like have the really good emotions, when you're like really happy or really joyful, it kind of outweighs when you've been like lonely or depressed, and it's really good. I don't know.
I agree, because I think that it's important to have both, because one, I wouldn't want to give up the positive emotions, but also I think some negative emotions are good because it teaches you to appreciate the positive emotions.
No, because I think love is a very important aspect in life, and even though you feel rejected or whatnot, I think love is more important.
Okay. I'd rather have love, because love conquers all. That's it.
This is not the future we were promised. This is not the future we were counting on. This is not the world.
By definition, it is a utopia, but if you're thinking truly utopia, it's not.
I think the goal of Brave New World was to have a utopia, but the Mustafa Mond and the characters when creating it got so far off track from and they started sacrificing things that make us human, that it became so wrong and so messed up from I guess our normal society. So it's more of a dystopia than utopia.
Well, first of all, if I were an alpha, I'd just be plain out unhappy, because all the alphas in there are unhappy and they're not with people who they're like, and it's just kind of a stupid society and they're smart. And then everybody else is kind of oblivious to the real world, and I'd rather know about the real world than just sit there.
I think it's actually a really bad society, and I would not want to live in it.
Okay, I'm gonna say it's a utopia, but they sacrificed a lot to get there. So I feel like if I went from life today to there, I wouldn't like it at all because I lose all these things. But if I was born there, it wouldn't be that bad.
It's like horrible but perfect in its own way, because it's like, you know, it's like perfect in their eyes. It's like, you know, it's working for them, but like they don't realize what they're doing is wrong.
I think Brave New World is a dystopia because I would not want to live there, and it's very messed up.
I'm going to say dystopia because the way the world feels today and how, you know, we're socialized, it's not utopia.
This is not the future we were promised. This is not the future we were.
I think the three important things for society are happiness, freedom, and order.
A perfect society, I guess, for me, would not be Brave New World. There would be knowledge, happiness, not happiness. There'd be love. There'd be no soma. Just be a pretty normal place with happy people and not happy people, because I guess that balances the world out a little bit. Yeah.
I feel there's a certain amount of either government control or just order needed in society. I don't think it should be to the extent that Brave New World has. There should be ability to learn, and individuality and freedom I think it's an important part. It's like a society that's more about the people than just about the order.
I think in a perfect society there needs to be a balance between control and freedom.
Okay, peace, love, not war, happiness, forgiveness, not sadness, no grief, no struggle, just where everybody gets along.
I think there needs to be some struggle in life, just so you can be rewarded in the end.
Yeah, a lot of suffering too.
I think happiness would definitely have to be a big part of a perfect society. But I think there needs to be a lot of equal opportunity and leaders who know what they're doing and who have the support of the people. So, in a perfect society, I guess everyone would have to be happy in what they have and how they're feeling. No one can be hungry.
In a perfect society, I feel like it should be less government control and more the people helping people. I don't think it should be really government regulated, so to speak. I think in a perfect society, it would be one of the ones where it's kind of like a yeoman farm, everyone helps everyone. So in my perfect society, I think the government shouldn't have to do it, and I feel like the people should be willing to do it willingly.
I believe the perfect society, or utopia, may be achieved by having healthy, happy individuals who all contribute in some way, shape, or form to the success of that community. Whether it be financial contribution, physical contribution, working mental contribution, but everyone feeling as if they belong and that they are appreciated for what they are contributing to the utopia.
This is not the future we were promised.